Yeah, thanks.
I want to know what it looks like.
Tell them what you want.
Two headlights, 4 tires.
We're on speed. We're on speed.
That's
Okay,
what you want?
you can mix up the 2 shots for me, and because I'm on camera, and for Barbara, if you want to start over the shoulder and then go in, that'd be great.
Okay. Reaction questions type.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else?
Okay. You know, with some people, I think the question would be, when you see your work, can you be objective? In your case, I have a feeling the real question is, when you see your work, can you sit back and enjoy it?
That's a nice question.
Can you take pleasure in what you've done? Or do you always think, gee, I could have done that better?
Most of the time I think I could have done it better. But I think I am changing. I must be mellowing or getting a bit of Alzheimer's or something. I'm going, you know, now, a few years after Yentl was out, I was showing it to somebody and I thought, I made that? You know, it was like, wow, I remember every moment of it. But, you know, as you make a film day by day, it doesn't seem that difficult if you take it a day at a time. If you think of the overwhelming whole when you first start, I must say I do get very frightened. But if I remember to take it just a day at a time, the task at hand, the scene I'm doing, the moment I'm in, then somehow you put it all together. It was the film you set out to make, you know, the vision in your head. So I'm probably changing and mellowing, and I like this film a lot right now. I mean, there are things I see that I made mistakes doing, and there's nothing I can do about it, and I have to sort of say nothing's perfect.
Well, perfectionists will never be totally satisfied, but I think it's that striving that makes it worthwhile.
Yeah, right.
Nick Nolte is being acclaimed already in this performance as the best work he's ever done. And you being very generous as a director for giving him so much to work with. Why was Nick Tom Wingo for you?
Because he was very male, and in other words, he didn't come to the party as a sensitive male. You know, he's a macho guy. But, and I'm talking about the character as well as Nick. And yet, I wanted him to experience the full range of his capacity as a man, which is to be vulnerable and strong, to be resistant and yet submissive. Those kind of opposing qualities, you know, to find them in one man. I thought Nick had a lot of pain behind his eyes. I think Nick is at a point in his life where he is searching, where he wants to go back and look at his past and heal his wounds. So, and he was ready to trust a woman. You know, all those things are very real and work for the character as well.
In your role as Susan, you are very feminine, very giving, very caring, very nurturing. When you had to step behind the camera and be Barbra, the director, was it different? Did you become someone different, or did you carry any of that?
No, I don't know what, there's some kind of preconception about a female director, you know, that we're supposed to act like men. I know I've been on a set, but it depends on the man. You see, again, that's kind of short-shrifting the men. Like all men directors don't act alike. You know, there are those who yell and scream, and I've worked with those kind of guys, and I've worked with men who work like me. I mean, I don't yell. I don't, you know, I work with men who are also nurturing.
Why don't we see more of you? Why don't we see more of you in the public?
Like what?
Well, everybody that I talked to and said we're going to be doing this said, oh, I wish I could see Barbra perform. I wish I would see more of her work. It wouldn't be 8 years between movies, years between concerts.
It's so funny, isn't it? Sometimes I get criticized for doing too many jobs, and then I get criticized also for not doing enough. But it takes me a long time. You know, when I work on a project, I like the privacy of the work, working on a script and visualizing things and working with sketch artists and designers. And so it takes me a long time. And it took me 5 years of my life on Yentl, not to mention 14 years early when I started working on it, but 3 years, 2.5 years to make Nuts, 3 years to make this. So I don't have that much time to do other things, you know.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm working too much. Because I like to live and have a private life and travel and be quiet and watch TV too, you know, because I never get a chance to watch TV. I watch, when I say TV, I watch the news a lot, and I watch C-SPAN.
So there's room for all of this right now in your life.
Oh yeah, it's such a luxury now. You know, when I finish here, I'm going to go put on my nice, comfortable bathrobe, put on C-SPAN,
And
then
just
alternate
relax.
with reading books, the books that I haven't had a chance to read in the last year,
And just relax.
and relax. Yeah.
Great. Boy, that's the fastest 6 minutes
You
of
want to
my
ask
life.
one more question?
I was going to ask you about Jason, but I didn't want to.
Okay. What about him?
Just his performance is wonderful
Isn't
on
he
this.
good?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I understand initially you were unsure about casting him.
Oh yeah, I was trepidatious. I didn't want him to be attacked. You see, I mean, I'd rather be attacked than my son attacked. So I'm going, well, maybe that'll attack him for nepotism, maybe, you know, whatever. Once we talked about all the pros and cons of it and realized there was much more to gain than to lose, then we said, hey, let's take this challenge and even get closer than we are as mother and son. Now it's, you know, also a professional relationship as actor and director. And I knew he was the best person for the part, ultimately. So, why not?
Thank you. You know what? When he smiles, he lights up the screen. I told him that. And when he smiled, I found myself sitting in the dark just
Really?
grinning
Yeah,
at
because,
him.
yeah.
He has a